With only 5 weeks to go to the ANC elective conference in Johannesburg, party structures continue to nail their colors to the mast. At the weekend, the interim structure of the ANC Youth League announced Dr. Zweli Mkhize as its preferred candidate for party president. Yesterday, the ANC Women's League National Task Team announced that it backs incumbent Cyril Ramaphosa for a second term. It also raised the name of veteran NEC member and Minister Thandi Modise for the position of Deputy President. Joining us now to explain the Women's League's position is its National Coordinator, Maropene Ramokgopa. Good evening, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. We'll come to the Deputy President position, but firstly, tell us what informs your position on who should take the lead of the party.
We did not necessarily look at who's taking the lead, but our position was informed by the fact that we looked more into how do we inform how the structure that is going to generate decisions of the NEC of the ANC, which is the top 6 of the ANC. How do we ensure that there is gender parity there? Because that was the decision of the ANC Women's League, and we have been able to take it to the National Policy Conference of the ANC, and we do believe that we did well in trying to lobby for the position to actually materialize. So our view was not necessarily on individual position, but it was to ensure that we do get 50% gender parity in the top 6 of the ANC. That's what informed how we actually came about in ensuring that at least when we nominate in the top 6, we do have 3 women. So that's more what we were looking at and what we were concentrating on.
Yeah. But do you believe that a second term for President Cyril Ramaphosa is what the party needs right now?
We certainly do believe that it is exactly what the party needs, because we do believe that there is a lot that the ANC have been able to do for society under him. And yes, indeed, we did have an issue of going through a process of being destabilized by the COVID-19, which happened globally. And we believe that they've been able to show leadership in ensuring that the country does at least be able to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic and the continent as well. So we do believe that it is time that we give him the last opportunity to actually finalize some of the programs that we believe the ANC have been able to put in place and can actually be able to achieve under him with the next coming 5 years. So we do believe that the ANC under President Cyril Ramaphosa has been able to represent the values of the ANC, and we do believe that he can still be able to do more. This is for this reason that we believe that we must allow him to do another term, to be able to take us through to what we know the ANC can do for society.
Let's take one last final question on the president, and we'll go to the deputy president position. One last final one would be the former president of the ANC, Motlanthe, quoted as saying that a president should be unimpeachable, right? We know that the DC of the ANC will be presenting to the NEC this weekend these matters of Phala Phala. As the ANC Women's League, do you have any doubt on the Phala Phala matter in the sense that it will be almost a dead duck on the back of the president and would inhibit him to get into that second term?
As the ANC Women's League, we do believe, of course, in the principle that upholds justice to take place. And we do believe that the structures put in place by the ANC and the structures put in place by government on law enforcement will definitely do what they need to do to ensure that at least justice does take place. At the moment, there is nothing that says to us that President Ramaphosa is guilty. We will wait for processes of the ANC and processes of government, law enforcement structures, because we do have confidence in them. to actually do what they are supposed to do. And we will be able then to take a decision once those processes have been exhausted and a decision has been made, and then we can take it from there. So we are going to move based on that, as opposed to just jumping and making a decision on issues that haven't been tested, and issues that whereby there is no structure, law enforcement structure or justice structure that have been able to say anything that would give us a reason to doubt the capacity of integrity of President Ramaphosa.
Right, let's then come to what you raised earlier on, that what was really your key focus was that 50% parity to be struck in what makes up and constitutes the top 6. You've got Deputy President Thandi Modise, the position of Deputy Secretary General Phoebe Potgieter, and Treasurer General Gwen Ramokgopa is who you are backing. What is new and dynamically different about those candidates that you're putting up?
Okay, first of all, I'll start with the Treasurer General. For us, Comrade Dr. Gwen Ramokgopa, we do believe that she has been in structures of the ANC Women's League and structures of the ANC, as well as deployed in government to do what the ANC have sent her to do. So we do believe that she at least have right credentials to represent us as women in the top structure of the ANC, which is the top 6 part. The reason we are so excited mostly about choosing the Treasurer General's office is precisely because we believe that if we are given an opportunity as women to lead in the Treasurer General's office, we would then now be able to have someone who would be biased to funding structures that speaks to programs of the ANC Women's League and programs that speaks to the mainstreaming of women from the ANC point of view and from ANC structure. So that is for this reason that we chose that particular position, to ensure that there is a woman there who would then now be able to be biased to mainstreaming programs and genderized programs of the movement as a whole and structures of the movement. And in the deputy presidency, of course, we chose Comrade Thandi Modise, precisely because of the fact that she used to be the DSG of the ANC at some point. Therefore, she has the capacity to actually know what is it that to expect to ensure that the decision-making structure that generates decisions of the ANC, which is the top 6, how it operates and how to actually get issues that will affect women to be able to be implemented. But more than that, she has served the ANC Women's League as well, in the officials of the ANC Women's League, and she's got impeccable amount of credentials that no one can doubt in the ANC itself. When coming to the structure, to the position of the Deputy Secretary General, currently Comrade Phoebe Potgieter is actually the General Manager of the ANC, and therefore she is dealing with operational issues, she's dealing with organizational issues. Therefore, she has been running this for quite a very long time, and we do believe that she has been able to do a very good job under the circumstances of not having funds and under the circumstances where we don't have a full capacity of staff, but she is doing a great job. Therefore, for someone with that kind of capacity, we do believe that she would be able to serve the ANC in the way that we as women would know that we are well represented. But she has led the ANC Youth League as well. She's been in structures of the movement. Therefore, we do believe that it is time that we allow women with good and credible credentials to lead the ANC.
Yeah, I have a minute left or so, but I quickly want you to address this. I know you just mentioned Phoebe Potgieter having led in the ANC Youth League. Of course, she is not currently in the ANC Youth League generation in terms of being relevant to the younger section of the electorate. Is the ANC Women's League not worried about that in terms of the candidates that they're putting up? Because also you're supporting Gwede Mantashe for chairperson, and I know you're going to say Fikile Mbalula was also ANC Youth League. He's no longer youth. Yes, he was ANC Youth League, but now he's old. He's not necessarily connected to this generation of the ANC Youth League, which says in that top 6 you did not put anyone of this generation.
the generation of the Youth League. Remember, we are the ANC Women's League. Therefore, our decision was based on ensuring that we do have 50% gender parity. There are discussions that, of course, are taking place, and there's a position paper that the ANC Women's League is still working on the suggested constitutional amendment, whereby we are expecting to at least have an additional second Deputy Secretary General of the ANC being put in place. We do believe that branches of the ANC will be able to adopt that, and that's where we do believe we will add another level of generational mix, which will at least speak to the issues that you are raising right now. However, in terms of generational mix, we do believe that we have been able to achieve that. It might not represent the youth, but it represents the different generations of the ANC as it relates to the issues that you have just raised. Because generational mix is not only about youth, but generational mix is about making sure that different generations come together to play a meaningful role, to be able to at least bring different experiences and mindset for us to be able to achieve the agenda of ensuring that the ANC continue to lead. Therefore, we do believe that as the ANC Women's League, our decision and our focus was more on making sure that gender parity is exercised and is being achieved in the top 6 of the ANC, which is the structure that we do believe that generate decisions of the ANC.
I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. ANC Women's League's National Coordinator, Maropene Ramokgopa. She's with the latest task team there.